Okay. Welcome back. Thank you, Billy Branch, for that music video. I think he has a local artist. I think he has an album coming out in a couple of months. So definitely look for that. Okay, I'm dizzy. Okay, from the last few days, a lot of movies, a lot of things. I'm forgetting to tell people that there's a donation drive for the Film Noir Foundation that was happening tonight. I forgot to plug the fact that I actually published the biography of David Goodis, which is available out in the lobby. A few copies left out in the lobby. My colleague Philippe Garnier wrote that years ago, but it was only available in French. And I'm the guy who published the American edition of that book, which is absolutely fantastic and explains to you everything you want to know about the weird and mysterious life of David Goodis. Even though I did not remember to mention that there was a donation drive tonight, some smart people figured it out on their own. One of whom is the winner of that donation drive, and that would be Leslie Katzman, who wins Fantagraphics volume Voodoo Vengeance, the collected works of Johnny Craig from EC Comics in the 1950s, stuff that I absolutely love. So Leslie, you are the winner of that. Please pick it up at the merch table out there. Dara will give that to you. Okay, now we're going to do this. We're going to do our we're going to do our nightly contest. Name that Noir. Do I have a candidate somewhere in this audience? There must be a lot of them because this gentleman right here, he's close to the stage. He's going to come up here and he's going to get this one right because there were a lot of people who knew they could get this one right because I was teasing you all. Okay, there you are. Okay, sir, what is your name?
My name is Lars.
Lars. That's it. Like Cher? What is your last name too?
Sviam Hansen.
Sviam Hansen.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Philadelphia scarf.
In honor of David Goodis. In honor of David Goodis. See, this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Philly boy, David Goodis. Very good, Lars. Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You are playing, I want you to know, you are playing for this DVD from the Warner Archive Collection, Hotel Berlin. Have you seen Hotel Berlin? This movie rips the roof off Hotel Berlin, the brutal excesses of the Nazis under fire. From Vicky Baum's famous novel starring Faye Emerson, Helmut Dantine, Raymond Massey, Andrea King, and Peter Lorre, directed by Peter Godfrey. Wow. Wow, this is
sounds really good.
Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. Sorry, that doesn't sound very sexy, does it? Let me know what you think of it.
I will.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Yeah. Deep breath. Don't go blank, like so many people do. Jacques Tourneur, director of Nightfall, was born into the movie business. His father, Maurice, was also a successful director. In 1947, the younger Tourneur directed what many believe is the definitive film noir, starring Robert Mitchum, Jane Greer, and Kirk Douglas. Oh. Can you make that noir?
I've seen it.
I gotta tell you something, Mark. It's never a good sign when people say, I've seen it.
I've seen
instead of just saying the name of it.
I've seen it on TCM.
Of course you have, because I've shown it on TCM with Robert Mitchum's son, Chris.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yes. You've seen it. Yes.
I've seen it.
Somewhere in your past you saw this.
Not very far past.
But if it wasn't in your past, it would be
Out of the past.
yeah!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You knew that right off the bat. It's true. Everybody goes playing. RKO Pictures, 1947. Yes. Good job, Lars. Thank you for playing. And thank you for wearing that Philadelphia scarf. That's an awesome touch. Thank you very much. Okay, so the movie that you're about to see, The Burglar, also based on a novel by David Goodis. The interesting thing about this picture is it was actually, a lot of people when they saw this film, when it came out in 1957, thought that Paul Wenkos, the the director of the film, was kind of ripping off Stanley Kubrick, who had sort of made his bones the year before with The Killing. He obviously was inspired by Orson Welles. There's a lot of technique in this film that looks very Wellesian. Some of it he's obviously seemed to have borrowed from Kubrick. But what research has shown is that Paul Wenkos actually made this film in 1955, not 1957. So it was contemporaneous with Kubrick making The Killing. But what was interesting was he could not get the film distributed. He shot this in Philadelphia on a very small budget. I think it was $85,000. He knew about David Goodis. He met him and said, I want to make this movie. I want to make it here in Philadelphia. Will you please write the screenplay? And Goodis agreed. Goodis was always a little hard up for money at that time. Later on, kind of tragically, he would sue ABC TV and the writer Roy Huggins, the guy who wrote the screenplay for Pushover that many of you saw the other night, because he claimed that ABC's series The Fugitive ripped off his novel Dark Passage for the idea of a guy in prison who escapes and has to find the actual killer of the crime that he's accused of. And that lawsuit dragged on, and tragically, like, Goodis was deposed for this lawsuit, and not long after he gave his deposition, he died. And eventually, he won. Astoundingly, he won, and they gave him like $12,000 as the settlement, which amounted to nothing, and did not help care for his brother or anything. So it was kind of a really awful end. But at the time, Goodis did agree to write this screenplay. The thing that was interesting is that Wenkos was also able to talk Hollywood veteran Dan Duryea, a Noir favorite, into appearing in this film. He cast as Duryea's niece, Jane Mansfield. Before anybody knew who Jane Mansfield was. She was just this gal that he thought had a little something. They cast her in the film. Nothing happened. He could not get anybody to distribute this movie for 2 years. And then Columbia Pictures, once Jane Mansfield hit, and she was in The Girl Can't Help It and Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, and she became like another it girl of the 1950s, along with Marilyn and Mamie Van Doren and Jane Mansfield. We all know what they had in common. Columbia Pictures said, you know, we're going to release that, and they totally exploited Jane Mansfield on the posters and everything to get this movie out there. And basically that made Paul Wenkos' career. So he owes everything to his casting of Jane Mansfield in this movie. It's a tough film. It's great. It's really great. It shows a lot of that style that's coming in the late 1950s. It's a wider screen picture than we're used to seeing in this time. And you football fans will recognize the voice of God, John Facenda, another Philadelphia native who was familiar from narrating all those NFL films on the frozen tundra of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yes, you will hear him narrating the opening of this movie. So, thank you for coming out tonight. Enjoy The Burglar.